Yeah, welcome back to the Adulthood Podcast. This is volume 57. Thank you guys for listening. We have another great episode here where we break down a couple controversial topics.
Controversy.
We talk about you went to a funeral.
Yep.
We talk about Bad Bunny concert.
Bad Bunny, baby.
And even throw in some ghost stories at the end. Another great app. If you want to see me live, I'm on the road. Come check me out at the end of this month. The 24th and the 25th, I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina at the Greensboro Comedy Zone. And the weekend after that, I'm in Dayton, Ohio at the Dayton Funny Bone.
Shout out
That's
Dayton.
May 31st and the 1st. I think that's Labor Day weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Taking a couple weeks off in June. I'm gonna do some traveling, but check us out, Adulthood Pod on Instagram. I'm at Ian Lara Live. That's at IMDJ8PM. Hope you guys enjoy the episode. Later.
Peace.
Yo, welcome back to the Adulthood Podcast. This is volume 57 coming out on May 13th.
Hi, guys.
I'm Ian Lara. This is my co-host, DJ APM.
What's the vibes?
We got Party Marty typing away and Johan the Zohan behind the glass. We got a lot to get into on this episode.
Yes, we do.
As you guys know, sometimes we film a couple of them backed up, so we can't talk about our lives. We had a guest last week.
Big shout out, Taylor.
Sex therapist. Shout out to Taylor. Make sure you guys follow her too.
Yep.
I know she's going on tour to teach sex.
Sexologist, right?
Sexologist. Yeah. She was like sex therapist. Sexologist.
Yeah.
And I know she's taking it on the road. So check her out. Taylor Stafford, I believe.
Shout out to Taylor.
Is on Instagram. But how you been, bro?
I have been very swell. So this episode comes out 3 days after my birthday.
Yes. And
Taurus season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dated a couple Tauruses.
Oh, how was it?
It was fine. You know, I don't have complaints about my ex-girlfriends. I think I know how to pick them.
Okay.
So far.
Okay.
Like I run from the red flags or things, subtle things. It'd be subtle things that I see and I run from it. And I think because of that, I have a good track record with like my exes. They're all good people.
Okay.
They're
All right. Good for you.
Yeah.
Have you been listening to the Adulthood Podcast and taking advice?
I'm not one of these guys that wants a psychopath trying to murder them. Like I'm not one of those guys. I don't feel love through murder. You know.
But what if it's fire?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Like I get the excitement of like maybe she'll come in and stab me while I'm doing a podcast. I get that, but I'm also like, I don't need that.
Okay. Yeah. Not in your life.
Yeah.
Not at this junction.
Right. There's a lot of men, and shout out to the men who like that passionate, murders on the table love.
That's big, especially on HBO Max.
Yeah, that's some guys, if you don't want to like kill them, then they feel like you don't like them or love them.
Or if you're not attacking them or stalking them.
They need an attack, a stalk, camped out outside my job. I had a friend, she told me she was dating a guy, he broke up with her, and for a week she showed up at his job. And was standing, like she was standing outside the window, like, I see you.
And he loved it.
They got back together. Yeah.
So clearly he did. He felt.
So it works, ladies. Stalk your man.
Do it. And stand out front in the window that everybody can see.
Yeah. He came out. She told me he came out and because she told me the story. It wasn't even from him. She told me, so she was admitting it. She told me he came out and was like, what are you doing? Get out of here. And she was like, no, this is public property. I can stand here. And she stood outside his job for like a shift. For like 5 days for a shift. She would show up early and just stand at the window. And when he would talk to a woman and she walked out, she would just like give him like a dirty look. Give the girl like a dirty look.
So she did a whole shift, basically?
I think so,
like she did a whole week of shifts just to stalk him.
Yeah, and it worked. She got him back.
Talk about dedication.
She got him back.
That's called dedication, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is.
Wow.
Stalking? Have you been watching the show on Netflix, Baby Reindeer?
I've heard of it. I haven't watched it. But is that the one with that's your cue?
The comedian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm not good with cues.
Sorry. That was
I'll
cue.
miss it every time. Marty, have you seen Baby Reindeer? Do you watch TV or Netflix or anything?
She walks 8 miles. She doesn't have time for that.
Yeah,
16 now.
I don't really have to watch that much, but I watch Grey's Anatomy sometimes.
Still, Grey's Anatomy is like season 28.
It's like The Simpsons.
How much sex could you have at a hospital? Like, did you keep like? And I think Grey's Anatomy is one of those shows. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've never seen it, but I think it's one of those shows that'll kill off the main character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just for fun?
Some shows are like that. Some shows are like, I think Game of Thrones was like that, where they just keep you on your edge. They'll just build up a character and then kill them off.
Isn't that called edging?
Yeah, that is.
It's TV edging. It's visual edging.
Grey's Anatomy is a very edgy show.
But you know what's so funny?
What's so funny?
There's shows like that. It's ER. It's 911. It's the emergency room. I feel like they always come out with the new show that's either around a hospital, a police force, or attorneys.
Yeah, you know, that is true. You know what I always say? Hospitals are like brothals. That's how I look at it. There's a lot of sex being had
in between
hospitals.
the staff members.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had a doctor actually tell me this. I have a friend, she's a doctor, and she told me that, and I think it applies to sex stuff too. She told me that a lot of doctors use drugs.
Oh yeah.
Because they know how to use them.
And they get it for free.
Yeah. Well, that too. But she's like, they know how to use them. They know how to not overdose. They know. So they tend to feel safe using them or more comfortable using them. So that's why and I think it's the same with sex. I think a lot of doctors know how to cure STDs. So they just have sex with each other and they could do it like risk-free.
He's on fire.
Yeah. I'm cooking today, baby.
I never even put two and two together.
It's one of those episodes.
Holy moly guacamole. He's coming in hot.
It's one of those episodes. Yeah.
That's right. You know the cure.
Yeah.
So they just free balling.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Which makes sense. It makes total sense.
It makes so much sense.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to a couple of adulterers. I was just in Sunnyvale. I was in California this weekend. Shout out to Parties. She came out. We hung out. I actually went and hung out with some adulterers. We went and had drinks. It was a lot of fun. They said to say hello to you. They love the podcast. And shout out to everyone been listening, DMing. One of our regular listeners, she said she went to see you.
Yeah, big shout out to Rosie. Rosie, she was in town for a race. She was doing a half marathon in Brooklyn, and she pulled up to Taj.
Wow, she's one of those people.
Yeah, she's a half marathon.
You know how I feel about them.
Yeah, I know. She's like overly healthy, but she heard like you back in the gym, so
they
she
just
wanted
want attention.
Yeah, but she said that. She said hi to Marty. She said, "What's up, Johan?" She said, "Ian, she needs to meet you." And she said, "Shout out to all the adulterers."
I met her.
Shout out. You did?
Yeah.
Oh,
I met her in Texas. Yeah, in Texas. She forgot that she met me?
I think so.
I don't like her. I don't like this girl.
What?
I'm unforgettable.
No, she said she wanted to meet you again, maybe? Or maybe she wanted to meet you in New York.
Oh, the re-meet.
Yeah, she wanted to see you in New York.
I know the re-meet.
Yeah, the re-meet.
I know the re-meet.
She wanted to spin the...
I know what that means.
Yeah, spin the adulthood block.
Everybody, like I swear, anytime I have any conversation or any type of prolonged talk with anyone, they just... Like, I feel like they're just massaging me up to try to give them an idea of what Marty looks like.
Oh,
like they'll just be like, they'll ask me like, oh, you know, everything, we love the pod, we love this, everything, you guys look great. And then they'll be like, so anyway, so like, what does Marty look like? Like, could you give us a hint?
I have some inside information for after the show, and I'll just leave it at that. But we'll talk about it later.
I think I know what it is.
Yeah,
I think I know what it is.
That later.
But Marty, let's just say you should hire security.
Yes.
But I was in California. It was fun. It was good. I went to the Bad Bunny concert a couple weeks ago.
Bad Bunny, baby.
Yeah, I went to the Barclays to his concert. By the way, what a concert.
Whoa.
I mean, if you have the opportunity, I don't care if you speak Spanish or if you don't, or if you don't like migrant, whatever it is, you got to go to a Bad Bunny concert.
Okay.
This man puts on a 3-hour performance.
3 hours?
3-hour show, no opener.
Just him.
He literally just, when I go out, the show starts. That's it. You're just sitting there waiting for it to start. He comes out and does about 2:45, 3-hour performance. And I go out, like my show, you know, not to compare it to Bad Bunny, it's similar in many ways, but my show is about an hour. And I feel like at the end of the hour, I'm like, done.
You're spent.
Yeah, I'm like done. I can't believe I just spoke for a full hour.
That's what I was gonna say, because if I recall, I don't think that you're singing in that hour. I mean, sometimes
there's a little singing, but not like Bad Bunny.
Not 3 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Singing live, man, that has to be. I don't get it.
No features, because you know he has a lot of songs with other people.
Yeah, he has a lot of songs with other people. He brought out one person, and the guy sung half of his verse.
Really?
And yeah, and then that's it. Like that's it. It was just him.
Did the crowd go crazy with "Mami que tu quieres"?
Oh yeah, I mean the crowd. Listen, I mean the amount of
talent.
Yes, let's call it that. At a Bad Bunny concert, it's astonishing. I honestly wonder, because you know I'm an entertainer, you're an entertainer, we're both performers. I wonder what his DMs must be like.
I think he probably turned them off.
He has to have them, obviously, no alerts.
Yeah,
but they're still there, right?
Yeah,
you can still.
And the other side,
yeah, you can still DM them.
Yeah,
but I wonder if it gets to a point where it's so many that you can't even sift through them.
I think that's probably where it's at.
Yeah, because he literally is, you know, picking people out the crowd. Like Like he can have his pick of the litter.
Legit.
Yeah.
Literally from the crowd to the staff to everybody. I know how, trust me, I'm a DJ. So
Yeah.
I get personally attacked if I don't play Bad Bunny within a certain hour.
Yes, I think if you decide to bring your girl to a Bad Bunny concert and he decides that he now wants to have sex with her, I think as a good boyfriend, you probably got to just be like,
Just take one for the team?
yeah, you
gotta,
probably
like-
got to just be like, go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the energy when you're in there.
Okay.
Obviously, you know, sometimes you get inside of an arena, you get hypnoptized because you're just smoking everything.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
you think, okay, babe, you
Fog.
can sleep with the, you know.
With Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But a great concert. I know he's on tour now. Go see the concert. I think it's cowboy theme.
Okay.
It's very big on cowboy.
Is Beyonce just
Yeah,
said that
yeah.
Is it an old Western?
I think Western theme is very
Is that
in
coming
right now.
back?
Yeah, it's very in. Like a lot of, I'm seeing a lot, even when I travel, like in the airport, I'm seeing a lot of cowboy hats. I'm seeing a lot of that. People are very into it. So everyone, like the girls, they were dressed up like cowgirls.
Cowgirls?
Yeah. So
but was it like the silver like Beyonce, or like did they carry over their Beyonce concert outfit to the Bad Bunny concert?
it was the type of outfit, yes, you can wear it to like Beyonce, Bad Bunny, or rodeo.
Okay,
Like, you will fit in
Any-
at all three places.
Okay, definitely.
If that's how you dressed. But no, the concert was great. Shout out to my homie Johanna. She hooked it up.
Shout out
through
Jo-
his publicist.
Shout out
who gave
Joanna.
us tickets.
Joe.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I showed up to Barclays. We showed up like right around the time the concert was starting, and I had to wait in line outside, which I'm not above waiting in line. I run into the fact, especially if I'm in New York, this doesn't really happen to me in other cities, but if I'm in New York, especially at a Latino concert and I'm standing online, some people are going to recognize me, you know? And then people don't have, like, people think like, oh, you're on HBO, you have this huge, enormous podcast.
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, you must be so famous. Why are you waiting online? Because it's literally raining on me. I'm standing out there.
In the water.
Yeah, I'm standing out there in the water.
Not like special effects water.
Getting rained on, right?
Yeah.
Then I gotta make up a lie like, oh, I called Bad Bunny, he didn't pick up, you know, he told me he was busy. Once I wait in line, I go to the green, you know, I gotta lie.
Yeah.
But that was thing, cause you know, I always pretend like, you know, I'm a man of the people. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to go through the VIP. I'm
here with y'all.
I want to be out here getting wet and stepped on.
In the elements.
Yeah, with all you guys.
Okay.
And I guess they feel like I'm more down
to earth.
Down to earth, yeah. So that was a long wait. But then when I got there, I had to go to the you know, you get there, you want to get settled in, you go to the bathroom before show starts. So the line in the bathroom was crazy. Like the girls' line was very crazy. The guys' line was more manageable. And what do you think of this? I walk in, like once I get into like the guys' bathroom, there's like 4 girls in there.
Oh, I've seen that before.
I've seen it happen often, but I'm not a fan of this.
I'm not a fan of that, but it's also like I respect the strategy because they're saying that, you know what? I don't care if there's random, part of my language in the first, I might edit this out, there's random flaccid, you know, hanging around. I got to use the bathroom. So they're not going to wait in the girls' line. So they come and then they have their girl like do security in front of the door. Yeah. They do their thing and then they switch and then they leave.
I mean, I get the logic behind it.
Yes.
You're just trying to skip a line.
Yes.
I didn't like how comfortable these women were in the bathroom.
Please expound.
Like they were acting like we were in the girls' bathroom.
Like y'all were interrupting them.
Yes. Like they were being loud. I'm trying to pee. You know I can't pee when women are yelling.
Who cares?
I'm trying to urinate. They're like yelling. Oh my God. Bad Bunny. Yeah. And I'm like, get out of here.
Ma'am.
Yeah. It's not, Marty, have you ever used a guy's bathroom? Not an individual one, like one that's like urinals?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the line's like so long.
Yeah, but that's it. That's the line.
Yeah, but you don't have a line. There's never a line for the men's room.
There's always have you ever
There's
been
a
to the
line.
garden?
It's just quicker.
It just moves quick. It's efficient.
We're efficient peers.
So well, then there's not a line because it's moving quickly. Like the line for the girls' room takes so long and it never moves and it's always. I'll only go in the guys' room if there's not a line at all. Like if there's nobody standing in front of that door. And then you look at the girls' room.
I gotta say this, and I don't want to be controversial. You know we hate controversy.
This the clip. This the clip, Johan.
If you want to use the guy's bathroom, you reassign your gender, and then we'll welcome you in.
Fill out the paperwork.
But if you are a woman and you want to stay a woman, use the woman's bathroom.
Oh.
Is that wrong?
Well, sometimes I use the men's room here because it's warmer in the winter.
See,
this is just habitual line stepper.
Yeah, you're a habitual.
This
line
is the
stepper.
line, and you just habitually. Wow.
Where do you get the? I mean, where do you get the comfort?
goal.
The goal. Yeah, like the gonads. I would never think. Imagine that was imagine you called me in the girls' bathroom. And you came in there and you was like, yo, why you in the girls' bathroom? And I'm like, oh, in the wintertime, it's warmer in here.
Who do you think you are?
You would alert the authorities.
Legit.
There would be a mass email sent throughout the building.
SWAT.
That there's a guy looking for warmth in the women's
restroom. In the winter.
Where do women get this comfort from?
This is outrageous.
It's so cold in there.
Who do you think you are?
Now, have you run into a man in there?
And do they just
what
look?
do they
is
say?
Is it a
well, now you can't say nothing because you don't know what she identifies as. She might be in the bathroom and you gotta just be like, all right, I guess.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, I guess.
I usually just go straight into the stall. Like I don't hesitate.
And look, I don't care about. I'm not saying when I say women use women's bathroom, I'm not saying like I don't mind an all gender bathroom. If it's even, it's even.
Because then that's it's already established.
Yeah, it's already established. This is all genders. But what I'm saying, if it's divided between men and women, I prefer that the women stay in their arena.
In their respective arena.
We'll only go in if there's a reason. I don't like go in just for funsies. Like it's freezing here in the winter.
That's not.
When there's like a line.
I understand there's code. I understand code. I'm aware of how that feels. First of all, you're from Alaska. So
cold.
Yeah. So you saying that you're using a man's bathroom because it's cold? That's already sketchy.
Does code even register for you?
Yeah, that's already not.
Yes.
That's outrageous, Marty.
I pray that every woman that likes to use men's bathroom when men are in there runs into a man taking a big disgusting shit.
The nasty ones too. The one that is sweating. Because I've run into a couple of those. Like at a public restroom.
I've been in
at
there.
the airport. Yeah. And like the guy who probably just came from like somewhere overseas. And then it's just like, it sounds like it's the Middle East. And it's just like, whoa, this is terrible. You got to pull your shirt up. This is the quickest I ever wash my hands and I take off.
It's bad.
It's disgusting.
Bad. And so some men like,
and it's because it's warm.
When I use, first of all, who wants a warm bathroom?
That's why it's warm.
You want to smell warm shit?
Yeah.
How dirty do you think the bathroom on this floor is? They're both like.
No, the bathrooms are pretty clean.
They're clean here.
Yeah, there's like never anyone in them.
Yeah, but let me tell you, the bathroom at the Barclays Center during a Bad Bunny concert, cowboy themed, is not exactly clean. If you get what I'm saying.
You know what cowboys eat?
Right. It's not exactly thing. So these girls was in the bathroom and they're yelling like they're carrying on. You got men. They're having a good time. Yeah, you got men trying to piss in the urinals. They're like I'm like, why are you so comfortable in here? I've had this happen. What do you think of this? And this is a little more out there. But
a woman peeing in the urinal?
No, I never had that. I never had. Well, I have had. I did see that before. I actually did.
What?
Women don't care.
They have no regard for nothing.
Regard for nothing.
I love it.
Class is out the window.
Yep.
But I did see, and this is a little more. There's more nuance to this, but I did see. When I was in California, I went to the bathroom and there was a dad in the bathroom and he brought his daughter in,
oh my goodness.
Who was like a 3-year-old daughter. But I don't like this either.
No, I don't like that either.
Well, what was he gonna do with her?
You gotta find
you
gotta find a nice lady.
Yeah, I think he should probably take her. First of all, what really pissed me off was there was a family bathroom like right across the thing for kids. I'm like, you could have just went there.
You gotta go to the family bathroom.
You gotta go to the family bathroom if there's one near. If there's not one near, and I'm not a dad, but I think you probably just. She was like 3 or 4. You just take her to the girls and let her in and just wait outside. No.
Yeah, you find a nice lady, like somebody's grandmother or something.
Oh, for her to use the bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh, then you should just take her into the girls' room.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Because I feel I was at the movies once and a dad just came up to me when I was leaving the bathroom and was like,
"You found a nice
daughter
Marty.
Has to pee." I was with a friend and he was like, "Can you just walk in with her?" And I feel like that was not weird.
That's not weird at all.
You know, you look like I trust you to take a kid to pee. You know, you don't look like sketchy.
No, but I didn't realize that people like did that. But I feel like that's not as weird.
It's not.
No,
I think that's protocol. I think that's fair.
I feel like you're right. Yeah.
I don't want to make it sound because I'm complaining. I don't want to make it sound like I'm in the bathroom ass naked peeing with my pants down.
Some people do. That's the thing. Yeah, some guys drop trials.
Yeah, I pee regular. It's no, you know, but I'm just saying there's something weird. I feel like there's something weird about a 4-year-old running around. Because the men's bathroom is not stalls. No. Mostly it's urinals. Yeah. So it's 10 urinals. It's 10 men just peeing in a 4. And also she was like running around.
No. Hell no.
I'm like, if you're going to come in, you stay still.
Yes.
Ain't no running around.
I'm not first of all, you know what? You might have to wear Pampers until you're like 6 or 7 where you can go by yourself. Right. I'm not exposing you to this.
I wouldn't want to expose my daughter. I wouldn't bring my daughter to the bathroom. Or if I did, I would close the bathroom.
Yeah, like this I'm shutting this down.
Yeah, I would just walk in. Everybody out.
And if anybody got a problem,
walk into the bathroom announcing that, people will leave.
They'll leave.
Yeah, no one is going to like question like your standards or who you are.
If you do it the right like New York way, yo, I got my daughter in here, son, so y'all got to
everybody out.
Oh, all right.
People be like, all right,
cool.
Yeah. I don't think, I mean, again, avoiding controversy, but I don't think
just a clip.
A man's bathroom is the right place for a 4-year-old girl.
I don't think, no, you're not wrong.
No, I concur.
It's weird.
I concur.
Like, it's weird.
Good.
Because you could also just leave her outside the bathroom.
Well, then she'll get kidnapped for sure and sex trafficked. So
yeah, have you never seen any show?
Find somebody like you.
Yeah, to just stand
find a nice
there,
Marty.
Yeah.
Like, and be like, oh, like,
or find a family bathroom. Most places have family bathrooms.
Family bathrooms.
And there's usually like another mom or another woman with the, with the child. Hey, you look like you're a parent. You look kind of responsible because you have a child. Please, can you escort my daughter to the restroom?
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. I wonder what the listeners think. Yeah. Like, what's the right protocol?
Yes.
If you're a guy and you have a daughter. Because a woman will bring the son in the bathroom, and that's kind of fun.
That's fair.
That's just fun.
That's fair.
That's just a good time for everyone.
Whoa.
I feel like most of the time it's not weird to just send your daughter into the bathroom by herself, because women will like, I feel like especially moms will like keep an eye out.
Yeah,
keep an eye out.
Mama bear turns on real quick.
The weird thing is when you go in, right?
The man.
When you go in the bathroom, what does she do? Right? Like if the guy has to pee.
If a guy has to pee,
because he had to pee, he was peeing.
Then it's also not weird, because I feel like that's the other thing. Like people will keep like, because bathrooms are usually next to each other, so you'll like just stand there until somebody else has a kid, and then you can be like, my daughter's literally gonna stand here.
Yeah. You gotta do.
On second thought, I don't know if I feel comfortable going into a bathroom peeing and leaving my daughter just standing outside the bathroom.
Nope. Unless you gave her a shank.
That's fine.
It's 2024.
She'll get kidnapped.
But like if you tell somebody that like she's like, because like I feel like that.
Unless it depends on where. Because if you're at the airport, there's usually like an airport attendant. You know what I'm saying? Security, so you can make eye contact. This is my daughter. They'll watch him. But if you're like at a concert or something, especially Bad Bunny, I must imagine there was Casamigos flowing.
Yeah,
there was a lot of alcohol. You can't just leave your daughter outside, because then you never know. So I think you're right.
Yeah, I think I went back on my own argument.
Nope.
Bring your daughters into the bathroom.
Well, don't leave them outside.
Yeah, don't be a creep and leave them outside.
Don't leave them outside.
My dad used to like drop me places. Like he'd like find like kind of weird little hiding spots in like airports and stuff.
Yeah.
In Alaska?
And he'd be like, yeah, because we travel all the time. So like if I was like going somewhere with him, like he would like find like a part of the airport or a part of the venue where nobody was. And he would be like, go. You sit here, you don't move, you don't make eye contact with anybody. And I'd be like, great.
Yeah.
And then he'd leave and he'd be back in like
a jiff.
Literally
2
like
days?
A minute.
Oh.
And I'd be like,
we had different dads.
You didn't even leave.
We had different kind of dads.
And then he'd be like, and then I feel like that was how he.
Yeah, you turned out fine.
I turned out fine.
So, clearly. Leave your daughter stranded at concert halls
in Alaska
and airports. I had this happen too, which was weird. I got recognized in the bathroom.
Okay.
Which, you know me. I love getting recognized. I'm not one of these.
Even in the restroom?
Yeah, I'm not one of these guys that's like, oh, I'm not being low key. I'm yelling it out. I'm a comedian. Everyone.
It's me.
Yeah, it's Ian Lara.
HBO.
Yeah, I'm like making a whole thing. I'm showing people's pictures. They're like, who? I think we've seen this on TikTok or something. So a guy recognized me and in the bathroom, and while I was peeing, so he's talking to me. I got C in hand, and he's talking to me. He's giving me he's like super funny stuff. He was actually he told me he was at my special taping, the HBO special
in
Brooklyn. Yeah, he was, which was a block away from the Barclays, by the way. But anyways, he told me he was there, and he was just like, oh, when's the, like he's talking to me. I'm peeing, like I'm full stream. Like
not even wow.
And the thing, and as he's going, and I'm answering, I'm like, yeah, you know, the comedy is a hard game, you know, whatever. And then he was being too. And then when we stopped, like he tried to give me dap, and I'm like, what are we doing here? I had to give him a hug to avoid the dap.
Were you? Please tell me y'all was zipped up.
No, we was zipped up.
Okay, that's what to say.
We zipped up, but I had to give him like a. So we wouldn't touch hands.
Oh,
now we hugging in the bathroom. There's 4 Mexican girls yelling, you know. Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, sola.
Yeah, this is all before the concert even starts.
Were they yelling, hey, Caita?
Yeah, I'm like, I got out the bathroom. I'm like, I need a drink.
Oh my God.
One thing I will say about the concert, and as if you don't know, Bad Bunny is a Puerto Rican artist. He's from Puerto Rico, but Bad Bunny got very big. First, he got big with Dominicans. Before he got big in Puerto Rico, he was popular. He was a popular artist in the DR before he was in the PR. So his 2 main, like, biggest fan base from the originals was Dominicans and Puerto Ricans. Now he's a worldwide star. They love him in South America. He sells out theaters
everywhere.
He sells out arenas
everywhere
and stadiums everywhere. But one thing I did notice, like at the show I went to, because I went to the Thursday show, the demographic there, it was a lot of, let's just say, not Dominican and Puerto Ricans, which I have a thing of, like, if I go to see a Mexican artist, I want everybody in the audience to be Mexican. I want to watch it with their people. Obviously, you have, you know, different pockets, but I like to watch, like, if I go see any race, I want them there. Like, I go see Burna Boy, I want it to be big Nigeria energy in there. I don't want to go see Burna Boy with a bunch of, you know,
people from Iowa.
No, that's not fun. I don't want to see Burna with Alaskans. That's not what, you know.
Especially and I think what you're saying is because you want to see people like embrace and turn up and like, right? Because you love them. Okay.
So I felt that at this I don't know how it was for the rest of the weekend, but I felt like at Thursday's concert, it wasn't heavily his crowd. So even though they were wild, I was like, I know there's a level up from this that he takes it, because I have seen him. I saw him live in DR, and I know where it goes. Yeah, and honestly, and this is not crazy, some cultures just turn up more than other cultures,
and they turn up differently.
Not like, it's not like a bad thing. It's just like they turn up more. I'm like a big fan of like a ton of Mexican artists, and like I always be like, if I want to go see them, I don't want to see them with Dominicans. No, I want to see them with Mexicans,
so they can turn up the right way,
right? And I could, you know, and I could steal from their culture. That's what I like to
appropriation.
Do. Yeah, I like to appropriate other people's culture. So that was the only thing I was like, damn, I wish there was a little more of like his original fan base here, but. It was still great.
They probably had to work or they couldn't get a babysitter.
Yeah, it was still great. I mean, he's massive now. He's like the Latino Taylor
Beyonce?
Swift. Yeah, he's on that level.
Yeah, he's on that level. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's just massive. I mean, the whole arena sold out and people just singing all of his songs.
It was Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, I think he did Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I had to go on the road that weekend, but I had a couple friends who went Saturday, and they were like, Saturday, obviously it was like super.
That was the next level.
Yeah.
Speaking about DR, you might be wondering why I look like I just came from Dykeman. I'm in all white. Yeah. You know, I just came from, a funeral.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I came from Mr. C's funeral. Rest in peace to DJ Mr. C.
Rest in peace, Mr. C. But this was a public funeral, right?
It was a public funeral. So it was in Brooklyn.
You don't get the same, let's say, act outs that you get from a personal thing.
No, you don't. Or maybe it's like more, I left early. The funeral started at 3. Of course, people didn't like show up until like 5. And it was still going. Crazy. It's going till 9.
Fashionably late to a funeral.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And
I know their logic. They're like, he's dead.
But
what am I?
But there's a bar. Like it was a funeral.
There was a bar.
There's a bar. There's DJ sets. And my boys.
There was DJs.
Yeah. And then my boy's there, and he said that Havoc just performed Shook One. So it's like a funeral / concert / party. Only in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about this. Some of these people want their funerals to be like these massive parties and celebration. I'm not a fan of this. I need people
crying,
miserable.
You need pain.
Yeah, I need people.
But I think that happened yesterday. The private one happened yesterday with the pain and the crying.
Yeah. I need people asking how is life going to continue.
Yeah,
when I'm out. Yeah, the party.
I can't do it.
Yeah. I need that. The party. It'll come this time.
Yeah,
But on today,
share this pain.
We mourn. Yeah. This is a mourning time. This is not. I don't need you to perform. Don't perform at my funeral.
I'm doing a whole set.
Don't try to, because I think these people convince people like, no, he told me when he was alive, please do a DJ set at my funeral. I did not say this.
I'm coming through in a tux and I'm doing a set. Like,
I do
don't
not
get it twisted.
listen. Do not. I understand people are into the arts. They want to do their art at the funeral, but we spoke about this. This is not the time for that.
Pain.
You know what I think it is? People try to innovate stuff that don't need innovation.
At all, especially like a funeral.
Yeah.
Like, it's worked so well for so long.
Right.
You don't need to,
Right.
let's update this. Let's make it more fresh.
Right. I mean, this one of those, I assume it's one of those funerals they was like, wear white? Because that's a thing now.
Well, clearly.
People like wear white or wear colors, and I'm like, wear black to mine.
Yeah. But and then at the same time too, it was a celebration of life. That was the thing. That was the theme.
I'm not a fan of celebration of life.
No, you want
celebrate death.
Yes.
Like by mourning.
Cry.
Yes.
Pain.
Scream. Cry. Scream.
I don't know
jump
how
on casket. How can I continue?
Yes.
My life is over.
Yes.
What about the podcast?
Yes.
These are the type of questions I want to ask.
That's what you want to ask.
Yeah, at my funeral. Then after, when you realize that was ridiculous and you made a complete fool out of yourself, then the celebration can start.
Okay.
Because I want that.
Would you want like a funeral festival?
What's that?
Like 3 days of just like celebrating your life?
No.
Like the funeral and then the next 2 days is just like, okay, now it's the party.
No. Here's the problem with stuff like that. When you do 3 days, it waters it down, right? Because nobody can make all 3 days. And I don't think I'm famous enough to carry a 3-day life celebration. I think I need like 2.5 hours on a Saturday afternoon.
Boom.
Where people don't work and they can go, maybe have it on Zoom, see some Zoom people on it,
So you want boom, boom, boom.
And then out, yeah.
And out.
And then you
and then repass.
Yeah, and then you go home.
All right.
That's how I would like to go. If one day, you say if. One day, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Marty, why are you looking at me like that?
Because I don't think you're kidding.
Why would I be kidding? What's wrong with what I said?
Well, like, I don't know, like you have a voice, you have your kidding voice, and that's not said in your kidding voice.
He's telling the truth. He's telling the truth.
Yeah, it's real, but it's like for someone who doesn't love hard, you want everyone to really love hard at your funeral.
For 3 hours. Can I ask for 3 hours? I feel like I've contributed a lot of good to this world.
For free.
We give out this podcast for free.
And
I'm doing show. I've done free shows. I'm giving out stand-up clips. I've given a lot to society.
And we moved it up.
Yeah.
It comes out on Sunday nights.
By the way, now we're coming out Sunday night, giving people a chance to watch a Sunday night. They can't mourn me for 3 hours. That's too much to ask.
The real fans know. I got a text that Sunday like, oh, you guys are releasing early now? And all I said was, you're welcome.
Yeah.
No, but like, why would you want people to be sad?
Why wouldn't you want people to be sad?
Because...
touche.
You would want people to be happy? Thank God
that you're gone?
I kind of think... Lauren funeral is like an opportunity to throw like a you-themed party.
Are you themed?
Yeah.
Like you're not there.
Like everything you liked. So they could be like, oh, like that's like a celebration of life, right? Like a theme party. It's like everything that
I don't
you
think
like.
funerals should be combined with celebration of life.
Okay.
I think you should, if you want a celebration of life, have a celebration of life. But at a funeral, misery.
Cry.
Yeah.
Mourn.
Got it.
Mourning.
Sadness. Darkness.
Sad.
Yeah.
This is sad.
Noted. Johan, that's another clip.
He's gone too soon. I want people saying something like that no matter what age I am.
He gotta come back. You need that draped over the casket.
You don't want people at your funeral like, oh yeah, it's about the right time.
I know, like
he ran his course.
He wasn't that cool anyway.
Yeah, he ran his course. He had some good years, but it was he was on the decline.
The worst was he was still alive.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was still alive. Yeah. No, but how was it? How was the funeral?
I mean,
I guess it was great.
It was,
because that's the thing. You leave the funeral when you go to like a celebration. People are like, how was the funeral? You're like, it was lit.
No, but
have it performed.
Honestly, it was actually it's actually really conflicting because it's sad too. You know what I mean? It's sad. You think about all of the people that he affected and he touched, but then also the fact that like, man, like, you know, when you give your life to something, he gave his life to DJing and he gave his life to performing and he gave his life to hip hop specifically. It's just like, man, like, sometimes being a DJ sucks, bro.
I mean, you know, my thought, life in general sucks. That's just why we're here.
And I'm talking about like from my perspective in a sense of like, He was on the radio. He discovered B.I.G. He was on tour with Big Daddy Kane. Like, he was like, Jay-Z mentioned him in the songs. And then you got me. Like, who's coming to my fucking funeral?
I'll go.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll go.
Marty.
I'll make a speech. No matter, look, I'll go to your funeral and I'll make a speech how you were just about to take off.
That's the saddest shit ever.
That's the good thing. But that's what you want, though. If you look, for all the people who are like losers who listen to the pod, when you have nothing going for you, you have to find someone you trust and be like, when I die, I need you to make a speech at the funeral that I was just about to take off. That the career was just about to go.
See, but you see how you're saying that?
Because nobody's going to debate that.
No, but you see how you're saying that? That's I've been just about to take off for 10 fucking 15 years.
No, that's great. That's great.
Bro.
What you want it to seem, for all the people who have achieved nothing, what you want at your funeral is you want people to be like, if he had one more day, literally one more day,
this would be a whole.
And this we would have had to rent out Madison Square Garden for the funeral. Because he had this one clip that was about to hit.
It was
on TikTok,
about to go,
and it was going to be over.
Man,
after that. That's what you want.
Crazy.
This is good life advice. Like, I feel like this is like a dope, because a lot of people just living their lives. And I know some of y'all are worried that at your funeral, nobody gonna have nothing to say.
Nothing positive.
So what you want is find somebody that you trust. To maybe give them $20 and be like, listen.
Should you tap it out?
We make an agreement. Like, yo, if whoever else goes
one
first,
of us,
I need you to make a speech at my funeral saying that I had some heat coming.
I think we just discovered some content. Is that a funeral pact? Like, you sign a funeral pact with someone?
Funeral pact. You know how people have, like, if I'm 35 and I don't have kids, we'll get married and ruin each other's lives?
Yeah, or if I'm like 40 and I don't have kids, then you know what, we'll just have kids.
We'll steal a kid or whatever. I don't know what people say. But this is a funeral pact where if whoever died, you do this between friends, whoever dies first, we will make a speech at your funeral saying that you was just about to take off.
You had so many things about to just take off. You just need one more day.
Yeah, you just need another 24 hours. I think we figured it out.
I think we cracked the code.
Sometimes you figure out life like by mistake.
And by talking. You gotta have somebody to talk to.
Yeah, you just talk it out.
Yeah.
Speaking of talking, I've been back and forth the last like 3 weeks. I've been back and forth New York, California.
Okay.
Just doing different things. Which that flight.
What's that, bi-coastal?
Yeah, I'm definitely bi. And that flight is 6 hours. 6 hours there.
Each way.
Yeah, which is a lot.
That's direct.
Yeah. Been going to New York, LA. By the way, I was going to LA, like I went to LA like 2 weeks ago, and I was talking to a girl. I actually forgot who this was, but I was talking to a girl who told me, who didn't know there was a time difference with New York and LA. Like a grown adult.
Was she kidding?
No.
Was she from LA?
I don't talk to girls who kid. I pretty much want you to just.
But where was she from?
I forgot who it was.
But like, was she from the West Coast or the East Coast? Because
I honestly forgot which coast she was from.
And she said that straight face, like.
But as soon as she said that, I wrote it in my notes. I was like, I gotta mention.
You gotta remember this.
Yeah, she was just like, I don't know. She's like, I didn't know there was a time difference. I was like, from New York to LA? She was like, yeah. I was like, but you never know, like TV programming. You never seen like EST, Eastern Standard Time,
PST,
yeah, Pacific. You never seen that? And she was like, nah.
Was she born yesterday?
No, she was a grown woman with a job and responsibilities.
Was she high? Did you meet her on a plane? Were you speaking to her on a plane?
She was attractive, I think. I think that's the thing. When you're attractive, you don't really need to know stuff.
You don't need to know shit.
Nah, you're pretty good. But my hotel, actually, I went to where was
SLS?
Where was I? No, because I remember I went one day. I had a crazy travel date, one of the trips. I missed my flight. I showed up. I missed my flight. Because I'm the kind of guy, I'm not running for a flight. Like, I was, like, if I would have ran, I probably could have made it. But I'm not running through an airport. I'm just not. I can't be seen running through an airport. So I got there. I was just on time. Like, and I was JFK, which is like, JFK Delta is one of the biggest walking terminals
ever.
Like, of any airport.
Yeah.
And I'm walking to the gate is far. And if I would have ran, I probably would have made it. But what I look like getting to the airplane tired?
That's Usually how people get to the airplane.
Well, I can't do it. I judge the people that do that. Like if you walk into my flight and you're like out of breath, I'm like, what a loser.
Why are you running?
Yeah, what a loser.
This is not the time to work out.
Yeah, you should have made
better?
it. You should have planned better.
Or you shouldn't have stopped at whatchamacallit. What's the one? Chick-fil-A. They got a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
In the
Actually, my friend Tori Cole. She's a comedian. Check out Tori Cole. She has a funny joke about it. About like a guy running to the airport. I forget what it is. I don't want to do her bit, but go check her out, Tori Cole on Instagram. But it's funny, and I'm like, yeah, I agree. I'm not running for the flight. So I missed it, which ended up I had to go West Coast. It ended up I left my house to go at 7 a.m. I did not get to my hotel in California till
12 a.m.
2 a.m. California time. Yeah, there's a time difference. So that's 5 a.m. New York time. So I left at 7 a.m. and I got to my destination at 5 a.m. in my time zone. That was insane.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why? How many layovers did you have?
I had one layover in Los Angeles. I had to go New York, Los Angeles, and then Los Angeles, Sacramento, and then drive an hour and a half.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I landed in Sacramento at like midnight, then had to drive an hour and a half into the mountains. I forgot, what was the name of the place where I was going?
But was your flight originally just a direct flight to Sac-Town?
No, there's no direct to Sac with Delta, so I had to make a layover. But originally I was going to get there like at 7 p.m. West Coast time.
Okay.
Like
where was the film festival at?
I thought that's in Georgia.
I did a film festival. I forgot where it was. What's the name of the town? But it was dope as hell. I just went for one show. It was one of these haunted, Marty, you would have loved this. It was one of these haunted old town Western cities, like where literally the whole city was like 4 blocks, and it was like, it looked like a Western, like people were having gun duels. And
I challenged you to a duel?
Yeah, and I learned some history about the town, and apparently the town was the first city in California where they came after the gold rush, and that's why it's so westerny, and they kept it that way. And I did a show there in like this old theater where Mark Twain
was
used
it a
to
saloon
perform.
Mark?
Yeah, Mark Twain performed in this venue, and it was great. People came out, it was full. I got to perform with some funny comics. That was a lot of fun. But the hotel I was staying at, apparently the oldest hotel west of the Mississippi, definitely haunted. Like I knew it immediately. Okay. Like immediately when I walked in, I was like, this is haunted. You ever been in a place like this?
Not old Western, but definitely haunted.
Do you believe places can be haunted?
I think so. Especially since now I'm in my spiritual vibe. You know what I mean?
Oh, you in your spiritual realm?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, after my my ayahuasca trip, you know, I'm all into the spiritual vibes and the crystals. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
A crystal queen.
Yeah. How you doing,
Marty? Do you believe? I mean, you for sure believe, right?
The places are haunted. Yeah.
It's energy, right?
How? Let's talk about it. Let's unpack this. Because I don't believe in hauntedness.
But have you ever been on the subway at night? The subway is wild haunted.
I mean, that's just crack. There's crack in the air.
Exactly.
You're smelling crack. That's
where we came
from. That's not haunted.
That's where we came from.
That's crack amphetamines that have you lightheaded. And you think is a monster. That's just the crackhead from 42nd Street coming at you.
Old school.
What is haunted? What is that? Let's talk about it. What is like? How does a place get haunted?
I don't know. I feel like there's some places you go into where you just get the feeling. I feel like you just get the feeling the energy is different there.
That is a thing.
Yeah, like you can go into somewhere and the energy can be really, really good, and then you can go into somewhere and the energy can be really, really
It feels
bad.
dark. It feels dark. But do you think? Because this hotel, I think the reason why I felt like it was haunted immediately was the aesthetics. It was the
light flickering.
It was like if there's a light flickering, or it was decorated like a haunted hotel would. Like in your mind, literally, if I tell you picture a haunted hotel, picture walking into a haunted hotel, this is what the hotel looked like.
Like the Addams Family Summers.
Sure, right, yes. Yeah, exactly. So in your mind, you're like, is this haunted, or is this just how I've been conditioned to think haunting should look?
And then was this in California? Was it like, didn't the Eagles say the Hotel California is haunted?
Yeah,
it's like probably like that.
Well, I feel like it depends on, I feel like if it's decorated that way, it usually has interesting vibes. But I feel like...
And it is an old hotel. It was very old.
Was there an elevator?
From like, no elevator. From like 1847.
And then, did they have a bar?
No.
Oh, because I was gonna say, well,
and the check-in guy was creepy.
Was he creepy?
Yeah.
Was he bald?
Yeah, no, he was like a young guy, but he was creepy. Like,
did he have one of these?
Like
an armband, like the tux with the armband?
I don't remember if he had an armband. I remember like I stumbled, like I pulled up to the place. As soon as I pulled up, I was like, here we go, haunted again. I gotta deal with this. And I walked into the place, and like you gotta ring a thing. Like it was one of the things, like I rang the thing, I was like ding ding, and then I'm looking around and he's just there.
Hello.
Like I don't know where he came from. Like I felt like I'm like, this is kind of hacky. This is kind of cliche. Like I almost laughed because I'm like,
bro, right. It's not October.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you trying to like scare me or whatever? So I pressed the thing and I'm like looking around. I was like, ding 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 ding, and he's like, yes, man, help you. I'm like, where the fuck? I'm like, whatever. Yeah, I'm just here to check in.
Where'd you come from?
He's like, oh, does your travels bring you far? Like he was talking like that, like a haunted.
Did he have an accent? Like a haunted accent?
I think he was just white.
Have you ever seen a ghost though, or seen something you thought was a ghost?
Of course not. They're not real.
Have you? You're laughing, but no, I feel like people have because for me, I always think about I was driving home one night when I was a teenager, and I was on the Taconic State Parkway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's haunted.
Yeah, I was on the Taconic. And I was maybe like 18 and I was driving by myself and there was a dude standing on the side of the road. And it was like late at night. And I remember thinking and the Taconic's like one.
Can I guess what you were thinking? I should pick him up and give him housing.
Well, I literally thought, I was like, oh man, I should turn around and see if he's okay.
Yeah, I knew that's what she was thinking. Yeah.
But the Taconic,
I know Marty.
You can't turn.
By yourself? You were driving by yourself?
Yeah. I was driving by myself, but he was in really nice clothing. And the Taconic's on the woods.
Have you not seen any?
The Taconic is literally going up a mountain, up and down a mountain.
Yeah, it's just the woods.
Have you not seen any documentary, any
or
movie,
anything?
Well,
have you seen anything?
It was the middle
ever?
of the night and it was really cold out, so I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, so that's perfect. That's a perfect murder.
Literally, what? I feel like I'm watching the TV.
Yeah, it's perfect for murders.
Don't stop the car.
Yeah, that's like when murders happen.
So I was freaked out, but I could see him. I passed him and I saw him in my rear view mirror, and I was looking at him in my mirror, and he's just standing in the ditch, and he was wearing nice clothes, and I was like, oh man, I should pull off, get back on the other way and see if he's okay.
Yeah.
So okay. I did that, but the Taconic...
You did do it.
I did. The Taconic has places where you can
wrap around,
pull across without having to get off the highway.
Yeah.
So I pulled across and was the only car there. And I was driving a really big pickup truck. So
sure.
I was like, he probably doesn't know I'm a girl. So I was like, oh, I'll pull around. So I pulled back, and as soon as I turned around, I was like, where'd he go? And I drove back, and there was nowhere for him to go. It was the woods.
Right.
If he had walked, I would have seen where he went. Drove back, past the exact same spot, gone, nothing. Pulled back around, drove back the same spot. Drove 10 miles an hour. There was no one around. 10 miles an hour, the whole spot.
You
where
went
he
looking
was.
for him?
Yeah, I was like, where the frick did this dude go?
You're searching for him. I don't want to say, but you're asking for it.
I was confused because it was a part of the Taconic that I would drive in all the time, and it was never there was nowhere for him to go. There was no people around. There was nothing there was nowhere for him to be, and he was wearing nice clothing, and I was like, damn, where the fuck did he go?
This is literally imagine the murderer explaining this to the police. He's like, officer, I swear I didn't want to kill her.
I did not. She drove by.
Yeah, she kept.
I'm not gonna get arrested. Huh?
She kept looking for me. I wasn't gonna kill her, but she just kept asking for it.
Imagine you're watching this on TV oh yeah, okay. Oh, well, that's weird.
If this happened in a movie, I would be like, this would never happen.
I would be so mad.
I would be like, this would never happen. This is unrealistic.
You would never be concerned if you were driving somewhere where you knew there was nobody around, and then there was just somebody standing on the side of the road?
No.
The hue of our tan?
No.
Driving in the woods, and was it a white dude?
I didn't see his face. It was just
Have you not seen Get Out?
No.
That was almost a rhetorical question. Obviously you've seen it, and Marty literally has not seen it.
She hasn't seen it. Okay. Nope.
You can't even ask rhetorical.
Nope. That's one of those things where you call somebody like, hey, I think I seen somebody on the highway. You might want to check somebody. You might send somebody to go check on him, and then you make it home safe.
I didn't know.
Marty, if I see somebody on the side of the highway when I'm driving by myself late at night, I'm not stopping. I'm not a bad person, but come on. That's like.
But that's a highway here. If you were in the middle of the woods.
I especially wouldn't.
Okay.
If you're on the side of a highway and you're like I just know like I'm trying to think what situation I would stop. I'll stop if I see an accident happen.
I wasn't gonna stop and pick him up, obviously, but I just wanted to make sure because he was standing like in the ditch. And I was very like confused. That
he probably just dug
for you.
The person who's gonna stop. Like
he was standing in your grave.
He just dug it. Like
but I remember I came home and I told my mom and she was like, oh, and he was gone. And I was like, he was just gone.
That's what your mom said?
Yeah, I was like, he was just gone. Like, I don't know.
That was her only concern.
So in my head, I was like, it must
She was like, let's go back together. Maybe two people we can find him.
What did your dad say when you told him this story?
If we put two eyes to it, we could find him.
Oh, I don't think I ever mentioned it to him. Like,
good. Okay.
But,
now, let me ask you something. Now, you think this was a ghost?
Oh, for sure. Like, in my head, that has to. There was nowhere this person could have gone. Like, the Taconic is a double highway that never has any cars on it. And I was on a stretch of it where if he had gone back into, there was no like woods area that I couldn't see through. And it was such little time.
What year was this?
2013.
Okay, I think that. Have you seen the documentary Tragedy on the Taconic, something like that?
No, I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, it's a crazy story. I'm gonna butcher it, but how I remember it. I remember when it happened. It was a mom or something, a mom or an aunt who picked up her kids and some nieces and nephews and was drunk, like picked them up from like a party, completely drunk. Like wasted. She got on a Taconic driving the opposite way, like against traffic, got into a car accident, ends up killing everybody in the car. And it was like 6-7 people died, if I remember correctly. But ever since then, everyone's like, yeah, that highway is haunted. It also, that's not the only one. There's been a lot of deaths on that highway because it's very loopy and there's not cars on it, so people speed on it.
Yeah.
People speed on it. And it's like, there's not, like it's in the woods, but at the same time, it's not like there's, like you can see on both sides of it. You're not like, it's not like you're driving on a dirt road. Like it's very spread out.
Yeah.
So when I saw the person, that was my first thought where I was like, holy shit, that's creepy. Cause it was just like standing in the ditch. And I was like, cause you're going fast, you're going like 60. And so when I passed him and I was like looking at him in the rearview mirror, I was just going to turn around and then take one more, like just go just past him. And then flip back around and drive past him again to be like, that isn't a ghost. That's what I was going to do to convince myself that it wasn't a ghost. I wasn't going to but when I flipped around and I didn't see him anymore, that's when I like slowed down and I was like, well, that's creepy. And then I was like, okay, I need to go home.
Now let's play a game of odds and probabilities.
Great.
Right?
Okay.
What do you think is more probable?
Okay.
Do you think it's more probable that you're driving late at night, it's dark on a dark highway. I don't know what you have done that day, but I imagine you walked at least 20 miles. So you're tired. And you're driving past this highway. There's like sparing lights from cars or something in the woods. And is it more probable that your mind created something to see or that there was a ghost there? What do you think is most probable?
I feel like that there was a ghost there.
That's most probable?
Like in my head, yes.
Okay.
Because I don't know why my mind would be like, man, we should really create a random dude. That's
even though you're
wanted.
Aware that the mind does that all the time.
Well, what?
Like the mind plays tricks on you. It does.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Ghetto Boy.
Yeah, but this was a good one. Like it was like a full person that I was like, oh, that's weird. There's a person in the road.
So
next to the road.
If we played a game here, like let's say we can do like a focus group. Like let's say we got 10 people to come in at nighttime to this building, right?
Yeah.
And let's say we all meet them. We all like get them in a room, like this room, like in the studio. And in the room, we tell them stories about how mass murders have occurred in this building and it's haunted.
Okay.
And as it gets later, we start really, playing, like the lights are going off, the people in here are, when they leave, they're gonna 100% believe that this place is haunted and is a ghost, because your mind was just conditioned into believing that. Yes, but how does that apply to like that instance? Because I was just driving home. Like, well, no, I'm just saying, I'm just giving you an example of how easily a mind is influenced by other factors. Yeah, I don't think that it's not probable that your mind can be influenced and create situations that aren't happening. I'm just saying that of all the situations that I feel like I've been like, oh, that's a ghost, the one that sticks out in my mind as being different was the confusion over that dude on the Taconic. Yeah, that's happened to me. That's actually has happened to me before too. Like I have been on the road and was like, what the fuck was that I saw on the side of the road? But I always just imagined it was my mind. And like, I'm definitely not gonna pull a U-turn. No. Like, oh, that was crazy. But what do you think ghosts are? Like, what are ghosts? Je ne sais pas. I feel like ghosts are like crabby people. Crabby people? Crabby people, or like people. Like I feel like in my head, ghosts are like ghosts are just like energy of people that haven't left. Why would they not leave? I don't know, Ian. You want everyone to sob at your funeral, like. Yeah, but I'll leave after. I'm not gonna stick around. But what if you didn't? What if you were like, you can cause eternal chaos here and have no one know? Or you could just cease to exist. What if someone gave you that choice? I mean, of course, I'm gonna pick chaos. Clearly. But what if like a ghost is just like a spirit that just forgot his passport? You know, like, oh, damn it, I forgot my identification or something. But even if it were that, I feel like us thinking that they're ghosts is kind of a bit, what's the word? I don't want to say superficial, but it's kind of self-indulgent, thinking that like, we're so important that once we pass, we have to stick around and there's another, realm that you exist in. No, I do agree. I don't think that I think that the way that people believe that ghosts are people that are constantly around is incorrect. But I do think that energy is definitely still around after you die. After you die, like, or even from like if you can feel energy with nobody in the room. In my head, I'm like, oh, like energy can have an effect after you pass, as well. But is it energy or is it your mind? But then also, what kind of energy though? Because like, is it the energy of a person that's left, or because this energy coming from the chair, or this energy? You can feel energy when people are in the room, and the reason I'm saying that is because, like, when you have a crowd where you haven't said a joke yet, but the energy is just like it's exciting. It's like, people are admitting excitement. Do you think that it's a resonant of that, or? Well, I got really into reading like medium books one year, where I just read like 5 or 6 memoirs of like people that were like mediums. And I'm a large. Yeah, I'm a double XL. Sorry, that was very easy. We were talking about I thought it was interesting that they all said the same thing about like what happens when you die. What'd they say? They said that there's this shedding of your ego that happens when you die, and it kind of lets you like look at things in like a very it like takes away shame, essentially, which is why we feel like when our loved ones die, we don't feel like their judgment of being like you dipshit kind of energy, because they all kind of said this, and that I think they were, and then they all had different versions of things that happened after that. But I did think it was interesting that they all had that was all in common across them. And I feel like it kind of goes along in my head of like people saying that when you pass, they'll like, you can go to mediums and they'll be like, oh, your parent is with you, or oh, your grandparent is with you, or oh, like this person's still around. It's not because they're a ghost. It's because like their energy is around because you're around. And I think that, some people cling more than others. And those people, like, I think that's when you get the like super creepy, like dark energy kind of vibes. And I know this is like super woo-woo, but like, can you woo-woo-woo? Well, there's a medium. I forgot his name. He's like a famous one. He has a show on, I don't know if it's Netflix or HBO Max, but he's like a famous known medium. People pay thousands of dollars to have him like talk to the family. And I watched like a full season of the show, and I was like, this seems like, obviously it's a show, so it's produced to seem like thing. But then I started to dive deeper into it, and it was like other mediums basically just talking about how they do it and how he does it, and there's like a logical explanation of the way he does it and how, you know, you just master how to like read people and how to lead people and how to you lead people and then you exit if it's wrong and go with the right. And I was like, oh, this is just like a snake oil salesman.
No, I do think there are people like that, but I don't know, I'm woo-woo, but I do think there are people that
What's woo-woo?
Woo-woo?
Shout out, rest in peace to Pop Smoke.
Like, I know that I'm more like, you know, maybe into that kind of stuff than other people, but I do think that there are people that can feel energy and feel intuition. Like,
some people think they can,
others.
but to those people, I would just be like, you're just weird.
Or you just got gas.
No, you just can't. So like
you could be weird too.
gas.
You could just be weird. You could just be weird.
Yes, but also that's no fun.
Yeah, I get it. Look, I know there's people listening who are right now in a bathtub full of crystals. And, for sure. And look, to them, I say, I know they're listening to this in a bathroom, no water, just crystals in a full tub.
and candles.
Yeah, and to them, I would say, I get that what you do and think is funner.
It's way more exciting.
It is funner than the idea of like nothingness, eternal nothingness. I get it. So I am on board if that's the reason. If you're just like, well, it's just funner to believe this.
It is, but also like, I don't know. Are you really telling me that like you've never? No, you are. Never mind.
What?
Land the plane. Like, are you really telling me that you've never like double like thought to yourself like, oh, what was that? Or you've never like
I have. No, I have
weird,
for
all
sure.
the time.
No, for
weird
sure.
energy where you're like, what the frick is going on?
No,
here?
for sure. And I'm not even gonna be like, if I'm being honest, I'm not even gonna say that I don't believe in ghosts, because honestly, there's no way of really knowing.
And you don't.
But if you held me to it and I had to give you a yes and no answer, no gray area, I would probably go with no, they don't exist.
So everyone should write in their ghost stories.
Yeah, right. Send in some ghost stories.
But what about Ghostbusters?
And give us the most convincing ones.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tracy Morgan.
Johan, you believe in ghosts?
To a certain extent. I mean, it's just like I get what Marty was saying with the whole like I feel like the better word, or maybe the word that I would use, is like people's essence. Like their essence is still like.
What's the better word?
Essence.
Essence, Marty.
Like
Jesus.
Were you
like
painting?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. She has paint all over. I wasn't even gonna ask you that. I just thought this was her new thing. She has white paint. Yeah, she has white paint all over her.
Sorry,
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
There's a lot of essence on you.
Yeah, it's a lot of essence.
Yeah.
Yo, Johan, what you were saying?
No, yeah. I mean, I feel like people's essence stay around when they pass. So like you continue to think about them, and their like energy lives on.
But my thing is too, is like, not to cut you off, but like the essence is, it could be in pictures, it could be in movies, it could be like, oh, like
and what they gave right to the world
so
is
like,
still around. Like we still talking about Prince, Michael Jackson, George Carlin. Like their
Richard
essence
Pryor.
is still around. I mean, you can't go to a resort in the Caribbean without a Michael Jackson impression.
That's keeping them open.
Yeah, I'm
on Saturday
By the
nights.
way, I'm over the Michael Jackson impressionist. If I see somebody being Michael Jackson, I'm out. I can't do it no more.
The families go crazy for that.
No, yeah, it's been done.
I also get what you were saying though, with like the mind just like playing tricks. But there's this thing too, where it's like a theory. I don't know, maybe a theory or something. But it's like if us as a collective all believe something, like, or the majority where like if the majority of people think something, then it starts to become true. Yeah. Or it's like, you know,
what's the term? Not phantasma, but like, you know, when you're like sleep paralysis, and then it's
that's what I was gonna say too.
Like the spirits that you can't move, but then they press you down. What's the name of them? You Spanish, right? You speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Is that racist?
I mean,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like something that
pops
up.
What's the name of the evil spirits though? I forgot that. They're not evil, but they're like angels in training. Am I tripping?
I don't know. No, you're not tripping, but I don't know the name.
Have you ever had sleep paralysis?
I think I may have, but even that, isn't that like the mind playing?
Yeah, that's also just your mind coming up with a reason why.
That shit is scary.
Move. Yeah,
and then like me, I try to fight out of it. One time I had sleep paralysis, and then I thought like somebody was trying to attack me, so me and my girl were in bed and I kicked the shit out of the person, but then like there was obviously no person.
Oh yeah, that happens to me all the time. I have very violent dreams.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I be at war. I'm like fighting alien, like an alien invasion.
One time I thought I was Black Panther.
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, that's why I do edibles now to like so I could just
calm you down.
Yeah, calmly. Because if not, I'll be in a full.
It's a thing.
You might wake up and see me shadow boxing.
Where does that come from?
But it's me sleeping. Yeah, me sleeping, working up a sweat. Can we do some space facts while we're on the topic?
Big space facts.
Yeah, this is a good one. I saw this and I wrote it down. Basically, there's a theory that says everything we know about the universe says that it should be beaming with life. Hydrogen and oxygen are the two most important elements needed to sustain life, and they're the first and third most common element in our universe. Hydrogen and oxygen. Those are the two things you need, and they're the first and third most common in the universe. The Drake equation says there should be thousands of alien civilizations in our galaxy, most of which have been around a lot longer than us. So the question becomes, where are they? Then there's this guy named Robert Hansen. He proposed a theory that says maybe the universe lays out a test for all the places that can support life. And maybe the test is impossible to pass. It's called the Great Filter. And it's possible that we may have been the first civilization to pass the test. Or it's also possible the test hasn't came yet.
There's so many things in what you just shared with us that I want to unpack.
Yeah,
so first of all, you said the Great Filter.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the filter that all the baddies use on Instagram?
The Great.
Oh, the Great Filter.
Isn't
that the filter that all the baddies use on Instagram?
Yes, this is where it stems from.
The Drake equation. I know he just put out 2 freestyles.
Yes.
So it's just that.
Yes.
What else did you say?
Robert Hansen.
Robert Hansen was in 1997. Bop. Bop. So when did he become a scientist?
Yeah, I mean, the universe is all intertwined.
Exactly.
But they say like when the asteroids killed when the asteroid hit that killed the dinosaurs, I think they said 95% of the species on Earth died with that. So some may say that may have been the test and we just may have passed it.
So barely? So like we got like an 80?
We just barely scraped by. And then other theorists say that, no, we haven't faced the test. The test is impossible to pass. That's why there's no life everywhere else. If it were passable, there would be life somewhere else and you would see it.
That's very interesting. Is this what you think about when you take the edibles?
Yeah, man, I do edibles and I get space facts ready for the episode.
I think that would be a great episode if we took edibles and we just did space facts. Like that would be the
I feel like being high is like being drunk though. It's fun for you, but other
for
people it's like what's going on?
Honestly, I enjoy watching like people like be stupid. Like,
all right, well, we got one viewer.
Yeah,
we got one viewer here.
Make sure you subscribe.
I was gonna ask, do you believe in ancient civilizations?
Absolutely.
Because that kind of ties back to like the thing
I think that I don't have an opinion formed on it, but I think there's a strong argument to be made about that.
Bro, I'd be going on some deep rabbit holes, and I have to like pull myself out because first of all, you're my friend, so like we're based in like reality,
logic.
You know, we're not
very logic based.
I'm like pseudo woo and I'm pseudo reality.
Yeah,
I'm like in between. I'm like a hybrid because. It is fun to think about those, ancient civilizations, the universe, and it expanding and it's coming alive, and we're just the universe like realizing itself. And it's also, hey, I got to pay this light bill on the first, and I got to pay rent, and they just up my rent $500. So it's like you can't be too woo and not take care of your responsibilities, but at the same time too, it's just like. What is it? The younger Dryas theory, where basically like we're just a lost civilization and all of the ancient religions are telling the same story, that there was a great cataclysm which caused the flood, which was basically, what theorists are saying is that there was a meteor that hit the Earth in 11,600 years ago.
Yeah,
and like the pyramids and stuff were remnants from those civilizations.
Yeah. Those. I mean, the pyramids is one of the.
Shout out to Graham.
Have you been to the pyramids?
No.
Graham Hancock.
I think those are one of the ones. I mean, till this day, and this is as modern as civilization as far as we know, has ever been in the whole universe. But it's like we till this day still can't explain how the pyramids were built.
Exactly.
And Marty's over here worrying about hitchhikers on the side of the Titanic.
That dig their own ditch.
Yeah, there's bigger issues to be thinking about, Marty.
They're picking up some ditch digger.
All right, man. This is volume 57. Woo! Thank you guys for listening. Another great episode. If you guys want to leave us a voicemail, don't forget the number is 347-378-9423. Come back next week. Like APM mentioned, we're now releasing Sunday night. So just giving y'all a couple more hours to get it. If you want to watch it Sunday night or on your way to work on Monday, wherever you want to watch it, we just giving you guys
shout out to the nurses.
Yeah, a couple extra hours to check it out. Shout out to the nurses that listen. A lot of nurses listen to the podcast.
Yup.
And please like, subscribe. When you see us post a clip, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, put some smiley face in the comments. Just help us continue to grow the podcast. This is the Adulthood Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all next week. Later.